They say power belongs to those who can control others, but the truth is far darker. Power belongs to those who control themselves. Imagine walking through a world full of insults, provocations, and petty attacks, and not a single one pierces your mind. Not because you are indifferent, but because you have learned the secret others will never understand. To be untouchable, you must first make yourself immune. This is not weakness. This is strategy. This is the quiet art of letting chaos happen around you, while you remain a fortress no one can breach. Every day, people try to ignite your anger. A careless word, a veiled insult, a reckless action. They all carry the potential to consume you. But consider this: every moment you give them power over your emotions, you are surrendering your throne. The world is eager to make you a puppet, dangling your reactions on strings. The wise man cuts those strings before anyone even notices they exist. The first step is to understand the mechanics of your own mind. Anger is never about the other person. It is a mirror of your own insecurities. Someone insults you, and your pride flares. Someone betrays you, and your sense of control shatters. If you want to walk through life like a shadow that cannot be touched, you must study yourself as a general study the battlefield. Identify the triggers, anticipate the blows, and neutralize them before they reach your heart. There is a misconception that controlling emotions is passive. It is not. In fact, it is the most active form of power. While others expend their energy reacting, plotting revenge, or drowning in outrage, you are conserving strength, observing, and waiting. Patience becomes a weapon sharper than any sword. By refusing to engage emotionally, you create an invisible armor, one that transforms every insult into dust and every provocation into a stepping stone. Notice how the world rewards the impulsive. Those who react loudly, who throw fits of rage, who attempt to dominate through fear, they are celebrated for a moment. But their triumph is shallow. Every outburst reveals a weakness. Every uncontrolled emotion is a map for the cunning to exploit. The truly powerful understand that silence and composure are far more intimidating than fury. A controlled mind projects a presence that no trivial offense can touch. You must also embrace a philosophy of detachment. This does not mean apathy or cruelty. It means prioritizing your inner dominion over external approval. People will always judge, deceive, or attempt to manipulate you, but their opinions are irrelevant unless you grant them access. Treat every interaction like a chessboard. Every insult, slight, or deception is a move in a game you are destined to win. Not by clashing, but by positioning yourself beyond the reach of their reach. Yet, detachment requires subtlety. You cannot be a stone wall without understanding the hands that strike. Observe the patterns. Notice the voices that attempt to shake you. Some will use charm, others rage, others guilt. They are all threads in a tapestry of manipulation. Your task is to untangle the threads before they form a trap. Recognize the tactics without letting them penetrate your calm. Watch them scramble, exhaust themselves, and eventually reveal their desperation while you remain untouched. And when anger does rise, because it will occasionally, even in the strongest, do not fight it with force. Observe it, dissect it, and convert it into insight. Ask yourself, why does this affect me? What desire, what fear, what vanity is being poked? By turning emotion into analysis, you transform weakness into strategy. The fire that once threatened to burn you now illuminates the landscape of human behavior. You begin to see the predictable patterns of those who seek to disturb you, and with this vision, you gain clarity others envy. Finally, cultivate the habit of invisibility. Not physical invisibility, but emotional invisibility. Let your composure be the mask that conceals your thoughts. Speak when necessary, act when necessary, but never allow your mind to be a stage for others' manipulations. They will test you, push you, provoke you, and if you remain a calm enigma, they will eventually tire. Those who cannot rattle you lose interest, leaving you free to operate in the shadows of their chaos, untouched and untroubled. To walk through life without anger is not to be cold, it is to be sovereign. You are your own kingdom, and every insult, every slight, every attempt to pierce your mind is merely a siege that will fail against walls built from discipline, awareness, and strategy. While others crumble under their reactions, you will move forward silently, collecting the advantages they scatter in their rage. The world will try to break you, but you will be unbreakable. This is the secret that no one wants to teach. It is a dark art, yes, but it is also liberating. To master yourself is to master the chaos of life itself. Anger, frustration, and irritation are the chains others wear. By refusing them, by converting them into insight, you stand apart as someone untouched, untouchable, and ultimately unstoppable. The fortress of your mind becomes your most formidable weapon, and in a world that thrives on conflict, that weapon is more valuable than gold. Even after mastering your anger, the world will not stop testing you. People are relentless. They search for cracks, subtle vulnerabilities, anything to make you react. The clever ones will smile in your face while poisoning the mind behind your back. The challenge now is not just to remain unbothered, but to anticipate these assaults before they even reach you. The truly powerful operate as if steps ahead, turning every potential attack into opportunity. Notice how often people reveal themselves in their attempts to disturb you. A rushed comment, a tone too sharp, a word chosen with carelessness. They all betray intention. But while the average person reacts immediately, you observe. You catalog, analyze, and plan. Every slight becomes intelligence, every provocation a clue. Those who attempt to provoke you are handing you the map to their weaknesses. And when you understand them, you hold a power they can't even imagine. Emotions are like rivers, wild and unstoppable if uncontained. Anger, envy, jealousy, they flow freely in the minds of the weak. But the wise channel them, redirecting the current. When someone tries to hurt you, do not meet them with force or indignation. Instead, allow their energy to dissipate into nothing. Respond only when necessary, and when you do, it should be deliberate, surgical, and unavoidable. They must feel your presence, but never your vulnerability. It is crucial to recognize the illusion of offense. No word can wound unless you allow it to. No action can harm unless it touches a nerve you have not steeled. By realizing this, you reclaim territory others think they control. Every insult aimed at you is like a stone thrown at a fortress. It may hit the walls, but it cannot breach them. And sometimes, letting the stone hit, letting the noise occur, is more effective than trying to dodge it. The calm observer always appears stronger than the frenzied fighter. You will find that as you remain composed, people grow frustrated. They expect reactions like a game requiring certain moves. When you deny them that satisfaction, they overextend, reveal more than intended, and expose their own flaws. There is beauty in their desperation. It sharpens your perception, trains your judgment, and grants you freedom while they remain trapped in their own agitation. Every frustrated hand that reaches for your reaction is a silent victory you have already claimed. Yet mastery is not just about observation. It is about internal discipline. Your mind must become a citadel. Thoughts should not wander into resentment, speculation, or obsession. These are the cracks that allow intrusion. When a provocation occurs, analyze the root, not the symptom. Ask yourself, what is this attack trying to achieve? What does it say about the attacker? The more you dissect, the less any external force has the power to dictate your inner state. Knowledge becomes armor. Awareness becomes control. One of the most overlooked strategies in maintaining calm is the subtle art of misdirection. Let others believe they can provoke you, allow them to sense a weakness that does not exist, and then act when the timing serves you. They grow reckless, overconfident, and predictable. When people operate on assumptions, they blind themselves to the reality of your unshakable nature. And in those moments when they reveal everything, you hold the advantage. Strategy, not rage, dictates outcomes. Another essential lesson is acceptance. Acceptance that people will betray, that injustice exists, that chaos is inevitable. To resist it is human, but to be consumed by it is weakness. When you accept the world in its raw form, without expecting fairness or consideration, you stop feeding the fires that others light. You move like a shadow over a battlefield, untouched by explosions, unseen by those who clamor for attention. Their world is frantic. Yours is deliberate. There will be moments when control slips, when the instinct to lash out is strong. This is natural. The difference lies in recovery. A brief flare of emotion does not define you, but dwelling in it does. Immediately after, reset. Analyze what allowed the intrusion. Fortify that point. The stronger your response becomes in calmness, the less any future attempt can succeed. Mastery is cumulative. It grows silently, like stone walls raised brick by brick, until no force can dismantle them. A subtle but powerful tool is selective engagement. Not every provocation demands attention. Some are traps, others mere distractions. Your energy is finite, your focus sacred. By choosing when to respond and when to remain invisible, you conserve power for battles that truly matter. Those who scatter their fury on trivial affronts lose strength, clarity, and influence. You, in contrast, move with purpose, striking only when consequence is meaningful and victory certain. The quiet satisfaction of being unbothered is deceptive to the untrained eye. People often mistake your calm for weakness, not realizing it is the most profound form of dominance. In a world where chaos reigns, composure becomes a lighthouse, an anchor, and a weapon. Others act on impulse, you act on design. Their fury fuels your foresight, their envy sharpens your calculation, and their desperation reinforces your invulnerability. To walk through life without being disturbed is to ascend beyond ordinary human experience. The world will hurl insults, fabricate rumors, and test your patience endlessly. But the mind that has learned observation, detachment, strategic patience, and selective engagement becomes a fortress beyond assault. You are untouchable not because others fear you, but because their attempts have no effect. And in that untouchable state, you operate freely, unseen yet fully commanding the battlefield of life. This is the next layer of power. Beyond anger, beyond reaction, lies influence. Every calm gesture, every unbothered moment, every silent observation accumulates. You shape the world not through force, but through control. And those who cannot understand your stillness will forever remain prisoners of their own emotions, while you, silent and sovereign, move freely among them, always one step ahead, always untouchable. Once you have mastered calm and observation, a new level of power reveals itself, the power to influence without effort. Those who lash out are visible, loud, and predictable. You, however, operate in shadows. Every action is measured, every word deliberates, and every silence calculated. In this world, the unbothered do not just survive, they manipulate the currents around them, shaping outcomes while others flounder in reaction. You begin to notice patterns in human behavior that others overlook. People crave validation, recognition, and attention. They act out when these desires are unmet, often projecting their insecurities onto those around them. The clever observer learns to exploit this, not through aggression, but by positioning oneself beyond reach, letting their flaws surface naturally. When they expose themselves, you gain clarity. When they stumble, you gain opportunity. It is tempting to think control is about holding others down, but the deeper truth is that real control begins with invisibility. By remaining composed, detached, and inscrutable, you influence others without revealing your hand. People will attempt to provoke, manipulate, or dominate you, but your calm presence forces them to overreach. They speak too freely, reveal too much, and exhaust themselves in pursuit of reactions that never come. This is silent mastery. The world plays into your hands without knowing it. Yet, there is a subtle danger in invisibility. It can breed contempt in the careless observer. People may perceive your detachment as arrogance or coldness. This is precisely the effect you want. They underestimate you, assuming you are fragile, human, or easily swayed. While they expend energy trying to push, provoke, or deceive, you plan. You do not need to act immediately. The patient strategist waits until circumstances align perfectly. Timing, after all, is the true weapon of power. Anger, when it arises, can be converted into vision. A provocateur tests you, aiming to spark fury, but in your mind, it becomes insight. Every attack reveals a weakness, a desire, or a pattern in those who seek to unsettle you. By analyzing these triggers, you turn what was meant to destabilize into knowledge. The world, in its frenzy, hands you tools while thinking it has thrown obstacles. And with these tools, your influence grows without exposure. Strategic detachment also cultivates resilience. Life will not cease its assaults. Disappointment, betrayal, injustice, they all persist. But when your mind becomes a citadel, immune to trivial disturbances, resilience becomes second nature. You do not bend to chaos, you bend it around yourself. You accept the inevitability of adversity and redirect its force. The weak are consumed by circumstance. The untouchable use it to reinforce their domain. A critical aspect of this mastery is emotional precision. Every reaction, every silence, every gesture must carry weight. Random, uncontrolled emotion is squandered power. Calculated emotion, however, becomes influence. A calm word at the right moment can disarm hostility. A silent stare can unravel a boastful adversary. Even inaction becomes a tool when wielded strategically. The untouchable understand that power is often demonstrated in restraint, not aggression. The world is filled with people who mistake noise for authority. Those who yell, rage, or storm through life appear powerful, but in truth, they are visible, predictable, and vulnerable. Your power comes from remaining unseen yet fully aware. You absorb energy without expenditure. You manipulate outcomes without effort. The more others attempt to shake you, the more they reveal themselves, and the stronger your position becomes. And yet, the untouchable mind is not without its subtle pleasures. There is satisfaction in watching the chaos of others unfold while you remain untouched. There is exhilaration in realizing that every insult, every provocation, and every plot only strengthens your understanding and influence. Where others see defeat, you see clarity. Where they see conflict, you see opportunity. Their fury becomes the canvas upon which you paint your strategy. The key is never to mistake stillness for passivity. Calmness is action in disguise. By refusing to be disturbed, you force others to act first. They reveal their intentions, miscalculate their timing, and expend energy you conserve. And when you finally move, it is with precision, force, and inevitability. Those who sought to provoke you often cannot comprehend how they have been manipulated, and by then, it is too late. Finally, understand that this mastery is continuous. Composure, observation, strategic patience, they are not achieved once and forgotten. They must be practiced daily, reinforced in every interaction, and honed through experience. Life will always attempt to rattle you, to test your fortress of mind. But the one who maintains control, who converts provocation into insight, who operates in silence, will rise above every challenge. Others react, you command. Others are visible, you are sovereign. By the end of this journey, a transformation occurs. You are no longer at the mercy of insult or irritation. You walk through the world untouched, unshaken, and unbothered. The noise of human frailty passes around you like wind through a forest. And in that silence, in that detachment, lies your true advantage. Freedom from the petty chaos that consumes most, and dominion over a battlefield they barely realize exists. By now, the lessons of silence, patience, and observation have begun to crystallize. You have seen how fury consumes the unprepared and how calmness converts attacks into insight. But mastery is not merely about surviving provocation. It is about commanding your world, shaping reality, and walking untouched while others collapse in chaos. The final step is total sovereignty over the mind and emotions, a realm where few dare to tread. Life will always attempt to intrude. Gossip, manipulation, envy, they surround you, but your inner citadel has been built brick by brick. It is no longer enough to remain untouchable. Now you must learn to operate within the storm itself, moving unseen yet fully in control. Each human interaction becomes a map of weakness and desire, and every provocation is a piece of information, a weapon, a stepping stone. Understand this clearly. Most people live as slaves to their feelings. Their reactions betray them constantly. Their anger blinds them. Their resentment guides them into traps. You, in contrast, walk free because you have learned the Machiavellian truth. The world bends for those who are unshaken and crumbles before those who control themselves. Every insult, every slight, every attempt to provoke you is an opportunity to rise, not a threat to fear. The untouchable mind transforms challenges into leverage. Someone spreads rumors? Observe their motives, catalog their methods, and allow the truth to reveal itself slowly, ensuring their actions rebound on them. Someone seeks to provoke you publicly? Respond not with anger, but with measured silence or strategic action that leaves them exposed. The world is a chessboard, and every move others make against you is a gift, if you understand its purpose. True power is unseen. While the world clings to visibility, loudness, and emotional display, you operate quietly. People think they influence you, but in reality, they are offering themselves to your analysis. Every attempt to destabilize becomes material for strategy. Every frustration, every envy, every malicious act, they become predictable, manageable, and exploitable. You are the calm eye in the hurricane, untouchable and unshakable. But sovereignty demands vigilance. Do not assume mastery is permanent. It is a skill honed continually. Observe patterns, anticipate attacks, and refine your inner fortress relentlessly. The world is always evolving, and so must you. Each interaction is a test, each provocation an assessment, each insult a reflection of the attacker's weakness. Those who remain alert gain control. Those who grow complacent become prey. Here is the most powerful truth. Your calmness is contagious. People around you begin to mirror your detachment, your composure, your strategic patience. They are disarmed by your unshakable presence. And those who try to provoke you realize that no matter what they do, their efforts are futile. In this, the untouchable mind commands without force, manipulates without cruelty, and dominates without visibility. You become a force others cannot comprehend, and they fear it because they cannot break it. The final layer is the call to action. Mastery over yourself is mastery over the world. You must practice vigilance in thought, precision in reaction, and patience in strategy. Every time you feel a spark of irritation, ask yourself why it exists. Every time provocation arises, convert it into insight. Every time the world challenges you, see it as a chess move, not a personal attack. The discipline you cultivate is invisible, yet it is more powerful than armies. Walk through life as if the chaos surrounding you does not exist. Let others burn themselves in anger. Let others exhaust themselves in futile attempts to control. And let the storms rage while you remain a steadfast observer. Freedom lies not in changing the world, but in mastering the self. When you do this, no rumor, insult, or attempt at manipulation can touch you. You are untouchable, sovereign, and unstoppable. Take this knowledge and act upon it immediately. Begin today by observing your triggers, cataloging every moment someone seeks to disturb you, and converting each challenge into insight. Do not react in haste, do not engage in frivolous quarrels, and never allow your mind to be a stage for others' chaos. Every controlled reaction strengthens your fortress. Every uncontrolled outburst weakens it. The path is difficult because the world constantly tests those who seek calm, but every step forward fortifies your position. You are walking among the blind, yet you see clearly. You are moving among the loud, yet you remain serene. and you are rising in a world that constantly tries to bring you down. The choice is yours. Remain at the mercy of others' emotions, or seize absolute command over your own. Embrace the power of being unbothered. Build your fortress within. Walk untouchable. Transform provocation into insight. Command without force. Dominate without visibility. And never forget, the one who controls the self controls everything else. Act now. Let your calmness become your weapon, your silence become your strategy, and your mastery become the invisible throne upon which the world bows.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe for more videos.